Welcome to editing inside of Lightroom. I'm your host, Marcus Anthony. Just kidding. Editing is all about changing the look of your photos. Every single person has a completely different style, an eye, taste. All of it changes from person to person. So it's up to you to find your own individual unique style, and that's going to take some time. You'll start to notice things you like, start to notice things you don't like, and that's okay. Just know that whatever your style is, it's okay. You just kind of have to learn not to go overboard. A lot of beginning photographers, when they start out and they get to learn editing, they're maxing out all the sliders way to the right. So they're bumping the saturation, the clarity, all the stuff that makes a photo look just over-processed and amateurish. And that's okay. We all need to do that. We all need to start somewhere. So just know that you'll eventually be able to see fine tunes and little tweaks that most people won't be able to see. And that's the stuff you'll start to like and start to apply to your own photos. Just really subtle things here and there. You'll know what I'm talking about in some time. You might not now, but that's okay. I'm just telling you. So when I edit, there's two kind of types of editing that I do. One is batch editing, and the other is individual editing. Let's do batch editing first. I just kind of want to give you a quick idea of what it is. So you see this set of photos here of the jewelry. This is a perfect example of when I would batch edit. The lighting's the same. I know that because there's a softbox right, on the top left coming in. On all of these, the light's not changing. The position of the jewelry is slightly changing here and there. So I might fine tune in between these two photos, but generally it's the same light, it's the same settings. So that's a perfect candidate for a batch edit. Now what I mean by that is going into the first photo in the series. So I'll double click here. I'll get into the develop module by clicking D on the keyboard. You can also just click up here, and you'll notice that you can just click D on the keyboard and you're into the develop module. So the develop module is where you do all your editing, more or less. So we have here a untouched photograph. This is completely raw. You can tell that because all the sliders are at 0. So let's just make a few changes. I'm going to jack the highlights up the whites, up the vibrance, bring down the exposure, -1. Stop. And so now I have a kind of funky looking image that has way too much saturation, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just showing you what I would do here for a batch edit. So let's say that I liked these settings. This is what I was going for. I'd hit Command-C, Control-C if you're on a PC. And what that does is it allows you to copy the settings. So there's different settings within the settings that you can copy, like you can ignore any spot removal that you've done. Spot remove is a local adjustment, but more or less it gives you a good default setting here with all the check boxes. So I'll just hit copy, and what I'll do here, I'll go back out by hitting G. I'll go back out to my kind of grid view. I'll select this photo, and then I'll hit Shift, and then select all these photos by clicking the last one in the series. And then I'll right click and hit Develop Settings, Paste Settings. And what that does is it applies that group of settings that I did on the first photo to all the photos that I've selected here. And so if I'm in a hurry, or if, like for example here, all the photos in the series are lit the same, nothing's really changing here in terms of the light, you can kind of just apply that same setting to all the photos. And it gives you a great baseline to start. Now, like I said earlier, the lighting between this photo and this photo is quite different. The layout's different as well. So I think I would probably go in and kind of change, like probably make this, brighter, So just kind of doing micro adjustments here and there just to make everything perfect. But that being said, this is a great time saver if, for example, let's go way down to the reception where everyone's dancing and the lighting's more or less the same. These are kind of photos that you can get away with, more or less just doing the same setting on all the photos. For me, I wouldn't do that. I really like to go into each individual photo and see how I kind of can make it unique. But I've gotten pretty quick over the years with editing. So, it doesn't take me much time to create kind of a totally different look for one individual photo. And I like doing it, so I'm okay with it. Anyway, that's batch editing. Now, let's say, for example, that there's one photo that I really like, or just one that I know is going to be kind of like a must-have shot. In that instance, I'll do an individual edit, meaning I'll pay more attention to it. There's likely going to be some local adjustments that I'm going to need to do. And when I say a local adjustment, what I mean by that is something that you'll be doing to that one unique individual photo, and more than likely one particular spot on that particular photo. So for example, here we have a carpet fiber here is sticking up over the ring. And so, not really a big deal. However, if you want it perfect, if you want like a portfolio image, it's really easy to remove that in Lightroom, and even easier in Photoshop, but you can do it in Lightroom. So what we do here is we select the spot removal tool, which on your keyboard is Q. So you can make this bigger or smaller by doing these little bracket keys over here. The right bracket makes it bigger. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, and I'm essentially just going to kind of paint over the carpet fiber, and then it's going to grab a pattern to kind of fill in the spot, and you can move that pattern or that spot around. So I like it there. I'm going to hit enter, and now it's like the fiber isn't even there. Now if you hit backslash over here, or forward slash, whatever it is, it'll kind of revert to what it was before. So that's what it looked like before. Totally, you never be able to tell unless you're pixel peeping, and don't pixel peep. Don't do it. So that's the idea. Now there's so many more local adjustments that I could do. There's the local adjustment brush, which is one of my favorite tools in Lightroom. It allows you to do so many different things, all localized. So it just gives you a brush, and you basically paint on the effect in one certain area. It's the same principle as masking in Photoshop, but it's great. It's really great. So it does make your file size much larger, so just something to be aware of. But yeah, so that's the general idea. When it comes to batch editing and individual editing, we have batch is where you kind of have a group of photos that all kind of are lit the same, and that you are okay with looking the same. So you'll adjust one of those photos, and you'll apply those same presets and those same adjustments to all the other photos. The method that I showed you, just kind of select all of them, right click, and then develop settings, and then paste settings. Individual edits involve more local adjustments, like I just performed there with the Q tool, the spot removal tool. And if you'll see later, I'll actually move the file from Lightroom into Photoshop to do even more precise adjustments. But that'll come in another lesson, down in another video down the road. So I think that's good for editing. Now what I want to do is kind of show you the develop module. So I'm going to do that in the next video. I'll kind of walk you through all the different, tabs here, the basic tab, the tone curve, the split toning, all these. And I'll kind of explain what they all do and what they all mean, and what effect they have on your photos. I'll also explain the presets over here. So that'll all come up. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.